All right. A lot of these exercises are just the same thing. Believe it or not, this is how I learned programming. This is how pretty much everyone learned programming, typing code in. You can't learn programming from just reading. You have to actually write the code that you're told to type in. So let's type some more code in. This exercise is pretty straightforward, not a whole lot of lines of code. Some new stuff, doing a little bit of math with something called variables. So I'm going to go through this one after I'm done so you can see what it is. All right, let's go. And I'm just going to type this in really fast. You see I have ex4.py ready to go. You should know how to make files by now. So all the exercises from now on are going to start off with the file ready to go. Okay, what I have here are a set of variables. A variable is basically where you create a piece of memory within the Python program that can refer to some other form of data. In this case, we're just doing numbers. And you do this with the equal sign. So you see this first line right here actually has cars equals 100 and space in a car equals 4.0 is in the next line. And I'm actually making names for variables. I can also assign math to those variables. So cars not driven, cars driven. This then lets me use those names later on. So that's what the next part does. Okay, now that the code is all in, you can see that I have each of the variables in my print statements so that each print statement is printing out those variables I made. Now, this is hard to explain without you knowing more programming. So one of the things I want you to get used to in this book is that there's concepts I can't explain to you until you've done them a few times. So just trust me, try to grasp the concept of a variable and the concept of printing it out, then go on to the next exercise. It'll become clear, but sort of through osmosis as you print it and keep reading about it and keep trying to study it. Some people may just get it right away. If you're familiar with algebra and other mathematics, this is pretty straightforward. If you're not so familiar with it, then this may take a little bit. But don't worry, just keep doing it, keep trying. It may seem like you're not learning it, like it doesn't make any sense, but you'll get it. All right, now that we have this saved, all I got to do is run it. ex4.py, and there we go. All right, let's take a look at some of the study drills. A very important first part of the study drill is what happens when you name a variable wrong. Whenever you get this name error that you see right there, always go and look for a spelling mistake. It's like a spelling mistake, or you added an extra underscore or something like that. If you do that, you should be set. The rest of these are pretty simple. They continue the idea of floating point and change some of the variables and ask you to try and do some different things with it. And make sure you do all the study drills that you can, and any that you can't, come back to them. And as usual, common student questions. In the next exercise, exercise 5, I'm going to switch things up. I'm going to use my own text editor I like to use. It's the same kind of process, but this will make it faster for me to do the videos and to get through them quicker, and it'll look a little nicer. My text editor looks better than Text Sprinklers. And I'm also going to stop talking about the study drills and the common student questions. Those are on every single exercise. So I will go through the important study drills that you should emphasize, and I'm going to talk about the code. I'm going to go down through code and break through code. All right, see you at the next exercise. more variables in printing. You're going to do plenty of variables in printing. Trust me.